On the nod! 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 On the nod!
All right, what's up? I'm Brackett. You're watching On the Nod, and today I have Alex Storm with me from Cancerslug. How are you, Alex?
I'm wonderful. It's a beautiful morning or night. It's 7 o'clock,
One of those.
7 p.m.
Awesome.
It's like the crack of night.
The crack of night. Well, that works.
Yeah.
So I usually start these things by asking about the band and how Cancerslug came together. How you guys started in '99, right? Or was it earlier than that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it was officially Cancerslug. Like there was like kind of like a early bubbling variations, like trying to put it together. But I was bouncing around a lot, like around the country. I was kind of like what you call homeless as a youth. So it's like, so I was bouncing around the country and stuff. So I couldn't settle in one place long enough to get anything going. But then finally got some friends together and we started what would become Cancerslug and like officially did Cancerslug in '99.
Cool. Very cool. So now what was your first album that you recorded?
Uh, I had like some rough demo recordings that were really horrible, like you couldn't really make sense of. They're like on one of those old like those black things with the cassette tape in it that you push like and then like fucking like the old church fucking tape recorders. It was like just on one of those. It was horrible, and fucking then my friend Craig uh who does a band called Space Knife now. You should check out because it's fucking ridiculous. It's awesome. And me and him, me and him and this dude Shane, this kid from around here that I knew that kind of played drums, or at least he owned a drum set, so we were like, that's close enough. And we were the first lineup, and we went in, and it's funny because they would practice with me, but they had never heard me sing, and actually, I'd never heard me sing at that point because like I always just was a guitarist in bands, but I like to write songs and stuff and I wrote songs for bands and different things. But like we were in the studio recording for our first album, and none of us knew what the vocals were going to be like not even myself. And I remember I was in the little vocal booth singing the songs, and they'd not heard the words or anything. They were just like they just knew the music, and I came out and everybody was laughing. And I thought, like, I was like, oh God, I must have been horrible. And I was like, and I was all like, man, we can find a singer, we can find somebody to sing. And they're like, no, they're just like, we hadn't heard the words yet, so it was like they were all just dying and stuff. They're like, this is great, but it was really funny.
Well, that's cool. So how long have you been doing music? Like in general?
I mean, like, I never thought like when I was a kid, like I thought you had to be magic to be able to play instruments or so. I thought those people were like another species or something
Right.
And then and I don't know why because like I went to like local punk shows and stuff and shit. I could see like just like any moron could pick up anything and do but to me still I must always think I'm stupider than I am, I guess. But like uh then I had like settled in this one little area for a while, and I was scamming this college out of money, just to like sit around and pretend I was taking art classes and a bunch of grants and stuff that I had no intention of doing anything but like buying nefarious things with. But I made these friends, and they were all in this little band that would get together and jam and stuff. And so like I joined their band to hang out with them, but I didn't play anything because they were looking for a bass player. They had two guitarists, a drummer, and a singer. And they're like, "You play bass?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. How hard can be?" And like, but the problem was I didn't own a bass or anything. So like I ended up like breaking into one of these like Mayflower kind of like a U-Haul type thing, and and I've gotten into a few of them, and like I don't find I didn't find a bass, but I found like a shitty electric guitar and an amp, and so I showed up as their bass player tryout, like with just a shitty guitar and a little amp. And I was like, all right, and no idea how to play it, but like it was funny because then I ended up joining the band, and kind of just watching their fingers and mimicking them. They would have to tune my guitar for me and stuff. And like, but then I picked it up really quick. And like we had this band that had like 3 guitars, no bass, like a drum, like and then I ended up writing like most of the songs because I think they have like a knack for it or something. And then like after that I started wanting to do my own bands and stuff, and I played guitar in a bunch of bands like over the years. And then I just wanted to be a guitarist was all, because I just really liked playing guitar. And then well, I didn't think I was good at it or anything. I just really enjoyed doing it. And I liked writing songs, and so I just wrote songs all the time. I mean, even when I was in school, I'd write like poetry and stuff, and I was always writing like pretty much lyrics and stuff. But it's like then like to actually be able to make little songs out of them and stuff, it's like pretty cool.
Was that hard to like sing and play guitar at the same time at first?
Well, it's like I never wanted to be a singer. It's like I never wanted to be the front man. I always just wanted to be in a badass band, you know. It's like and
Yeah.
I enjoyed writing songs and stuff, but I never intended to be like a front man or a singer or nothing like that. Like
Right.
I I wrote a bunch of songs, and I had a friend that I thought was a decent singer, and so we tried to make a couple of bands, and we were both kind of moving around and stuff. And we ended up settling in Tucson, and we wrote I wrote a bunch of songs that pretty much were kind of what started as like the foundation for Cancerslug. And we had this band that Ridley, who later joined Cancerslug after I kind of got it going for a while, and he was on like the Alabama Bloodbath album and a couple others. But it's like we found him, we met him in Tucson, and me and this friend of mine and Ridley, we started this 3-piece band where it was just me playing guitar, Ridley playing drums, and Mitch singing. And but like Mitch would get too wasted and he couldn't remember the lyrics a lot of times, and like it's like so like on stage like I would kind of do backups and stuff, like scream stuff here and there, but more and more he would either be, you know, 'cause we were a wild band. We like used to really get rowdy and stuff, and getting good with the audience and all this stuff. But like half the time he would just be off stage, or he'd be like too fucked up or something. So I'd be like kind of it started like me covering for him. Like I'd be playing guitar, then I'd like run up to the like, and you know, me and Ridley would really go off, but like then I hear that there was no vocal, so I'd like run up to the mic stand and just kind of like start like kind of covering for him for a minute. And then after a while, I was pretty much singing all the songs. It's like just to cover for him.
Right.
And so that band kind of broke up, and I was like, fuck it, if I'm gonna sing all the songs and write everything, I might as well just fucking do it myself. So I came back to Alabama, got some friends together, and that's when we started Cancerslug.
Very cool. It's cool to know the history behind the band. How did you come up with the name? I've always been
Uh,
curious.
I had this old beat up Chevy Nova that like it's like I bought from some hillbilly way up in the mountains, and it's like grass growing through it. It's like he had like one of those places you drive for like forever in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it's a house with just like all these vehicles in the yard and stuff. And so I was like, "Do these things run?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "That Nova over there still runs." And I was like, you know, I bought it from him, but it leaked like every fluid and like left this trail like oil and gas and everything
No.
else. Like and then like there was just like you know, purple smoke coming out of it. So and so it was like this trail of death that left behind it everywhere it went. And so I called the car the Cancerslug. I was like, it's just like this like slug leaving this trail of like death and disease behind it. But then when I started the band and we recorded our first album, it's like I was real paranoid about having a name that was already a band, like, and it was like the early days of the internet and stuff. So it was like, you know, you could actually check, like, is there a band called this? Or is there, you know,
Right.
so I would come up with like all these different names, and it would be like there was already a band, you know, this, that. And so I was trying to think of just really fucked up, weird shit. And the first name I settled on was Goat Whore. But then like right around, it's like I was a big Asabath fan, but I didn't know that Sammy had just started a band called Goat Whore at the time and stuff. I just hadn't heard it at the time. And then like so I was like Goat Whore, and then like fucking I was like, God damn it! And it was like fucking he started. So it was like so I was like, I'm just calling motherfucker Cancerslug, because it's like I'm pretty sure that's not taken. So,
Yeah. There you go. Now Cancerslug has come out with like a lot of albums, right? Your recent one is Fucker.
yeah. Like I I'm kind of notorious for putting out way too much material, like on at a given time. Because I mean, 'cause I've always liked like I don't know. I enjoy hearing all the stages. You know, some bands wait till they get the perfect studio version of this and that and cherry pick, you know,
Right.
everything and work on it, you know, for crazy amount of time in the studio and all this kind of stuff and make it all pitch perfect before they put it out. But growing up on old punk rock and even like old 60s nuggets and stuff and old like just garage music and stuff, it's like I like the flaws. It's like always had crazy shitty cars and stuff to listen to music on and everything. So it always kind of sounded shitty, even if it was recorded good. So it was like, so I like that sound. That's what I grew up on, and I like it to feel human. I like it to feel because that around that time, like early 2000s, like late 90s, it's like everything was getting so processed and digital and
Right.
produced, and like nobody was recording analog anymore. Like nobody, and everything was so like just Pro Tools and pitch corrected and everything that like it didn't sound human anymore, and it wasn't as fun. It's like it took the fun out of everything. And so like I like when your voice kind of cracks a little bit. Like sometimes I'll do a take and you know I know I could do it better, but like I'm like I kind of like how my voice did this weird little fuck up right there, or like this like you know it gives
Yeah.
it character. It's like character, you know. It's like
Right.
sometimes like it's like even like a person, you know, if they're too like perfect, it kind of it loses the appeal. It's like it's the little character and flaws and stuff
A little
that
perk.
makes
Yeah.
somebody interesting, like you know. And like that's how music is to me. It's like I always like bands like the old 50s stuff and like the old punk rock stuff that would put out 45s different bootlegs and different things, and you would hear like 30 or 40 different versions of the same song, and some of them were way different, like because they were just experimenting, like you know, before they put it on this album, or like they got dropped off that label so they would do it again on this other label, and they'd retrack it and make it better, and and I always liked that where there would be like multiple versions of all the different songs and stuff, and you hear demos that never turned into anything or like stuff like that. So that's the kind of band I wanted Cancerslug to be from the start. Was just like some studio recordings, some just like home recordings, some just like demos I made on my phone, just like in the shower or something, you know, just like you know,
Yeah.
and like but whatever. It's like you know, and it's like you know, some people for some reason that bothers them, which I don't understand. Like they're like
Yeah. That's weird.
it's like because I would make an album and I would usually make you know a normal album's worth of like new material, and then I would take like a few of the older songs that I wanted to take different spin at and just like look at it from a different angle or something, and I would do a couple of the older ones too, and like
Mhm.
redo them like because lots of bands used to do that a long time ago when I was a kid, but like people get so crazy they're like I can't believe you redid that song, oh my god, redo it, there he goes, like George Lucas in his music again. I'm like no, I
George
mean it's
Lucas.
like if I was George Lucas in it, like I'd be going back into the old albums and changing those. But it's like those
Yeah.
albums still exist. Like you could listen to the old version. This is just another version of it. You could check out if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, there's still an album's worth of new material there. You know, but like or like you know sometimes you know if because I do other bands and I like ghost write for bands and I do like different stuff like that. Um,
Right.
and so when time's permitting, you know, if I've got time to do a and money because I'm broke, it's like if I got you know all the elements in place to do a big nice studio album, we try to do one whenever we can. But like you know, being that I'm always writing stuff, sometimes I'll just like throw the demos out as our like you know as the album or as a you know because I'm excited
Yeah.
for people to hear it because I like it. So it's like we would do like a real album, like a studio album, and then I would throw two or three like just kind of home recorded albums or whatever. Like and people be like, oh, this one sounds like shit. This one sounds good, or this one, but this one like, and I'm like, well, I mean, don't listen to these then. Like listen to the ones that are
Yeah.
just studio.
You don't have
And
to
it's weird.
listen to it.
And then over the years, I did that a lot, and I had so much material out that like you get these like factions of like there's like Cancerslug fans that only like the really shitty recordings and the like ones I've done with like my shoe or something, and then you've got the ones that only like the real crisp studio albums and stuff and
Right.
like everything. It's like, but like I don't know, it's like that's fine. I mean, it's like you know just listen to the ones you like, and like that's the beauty of having
Yeah.
like 8,000 songs and like you know 100 albums and stuff is that you can just go through it and find the stuff you like, and then the rest stuff just ignore it, like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to like every single song.
I mean, some of my like favorite bands. I mean, I hear stuff all the time that I'm like, this sucks. You know, it's like, but it's like I still like that band. It's like I
Yeah,
just don't care for that thing.
exactly. Not everything can be perfect.
Yeah. And to me, it's always about the live show anyway. It's like, I mean, the albums are fun, like, you know, if you're driving or if you're just fucking off or whatever, but like, you know, working out or something. But like, to me, the music I write, the type of music I write, and, you know, I like all kinds of music, but it's like, for the stuff I enjoy making, it's stuff to be played live. And so I try to write stuff that'll have the most impact playing it live in front of people. And like, and so like, when you see us live, Cancerslug's consistently Cancerslug. It's like no matter what lineup it is, no matter what. I mean, we've had a 3-piece. We've done like, you know, 2 guitars and bass and me just singing and like everything. We've done like every variation. We've had like, you know, like, because it never was like a set in stone set of rules of these people are Cancerslug. Like it was always just me and my friends that are in bands and different things. So like literally, I mean, every tour for a while there was like a different lineup, and people would come and people would go and people would come back and people would like, you know, and then like most of the albums were just mostly just me, unless it was in a studio and there was not. It's like just because you're paying for time there. So I would get my friends to kind of come in and like help me to knock it out, like so that I'm not sitting there having to go through each little piece of thing, you know. And and so like it just became this kind of like, that's where the whole idea of the slug cult came up. It was like the slug cult was just like me and all my friends that were into this kind of music, and they really liked the stuff I was doing. So to help out, like for a while, every show, you know, you would have different people getting up on stage with me and playing. Like some people would get off stage, other people would get on, like, and then their bands would open up, or like, so it was this communal thing. It was the Cancerslug, like it was like Cancerslug. It was the slug cult, you know, and then people were like, "Oh God, like who's in this band?" You know, but like it doesn't matter. That's the whole point. Was it doesn't matter. Like it was just like that's not important to us. It was just like making these cool songs that you could really fucking play live, like put on these great shows. And so like, you know, even on tours, we would have like people come and go in the middle of the tour and stuff. Like somebody be like, you know, hey, I could play bass for like a month or two, and then I got something to do, or this person would be like, you know, hey, if you're coming through here, I'll jump on for a couple of shows or something, you know, like because I know people all over, and then people in other bands. I mean, even like on the albums, like we did an album called Tales of a Butcher, and it's like we used to practice down in Tampa with like all these metal bands down there, like big name bands. You know, we were nobodies, but like it was like Cannibal Corpse and Morbid Angel and Deicide, all these bands down there, and like we practiced in this same spot, and like you know, it's like a lot of us became friends with a lot of them and stuff and everything to this day. I mean, you know, good close friends, and they really, a lot of them really liked our music, even though it wasn't really death metal. It's like it's still the core of it and the heart and the kind of like sense of humor and the everything, it fit. And so like you know, in a lot of those guys you'll find, because they're surrounded by that all the time. It's not that they don't love death metal, of course they do, or they wouldn't do it. But it's like you get burned out. They like other stuff too, you know. So and so it's like they just like something that still has that energy and that, but it's like a little different. It's not the, you know, it's like it's not a consistent, you know. And it's so like it really got popular in that scene, and it was weird because it's like we got popular in all these scenes where we didn't fit, but then in the scenes where you would think people would dig us, it's like that we never fit in. It's like yeah, it was like our early shows were all with like just like rappers and stuff and DJs and stuff and everything, like and because they were better shows, because they were just, because the energy was still, it reminded me of going to punk shows when I was a kid. You know, people were still just into it. It wasn't like because in the 90s and stuff it became this like hot topic, like fashion kind of thing, you know. And it was just like it felt more like pop music. It felt like a theme where people were going to be seen instead of like released or like having fun or like and like it was like that scene that we were in was, it felt more alive, it felt more. And then it was cool because we were something different. So it was like, you know, if you're there and you're partying and it's all this, and all of a sudden this band comes up and they're all like killing themselves on stage and puking all over themselves and bloody, and people are throwing pigs' heads at them and like all kinds of crazy shit. It's like it, like, you know, it's a spectacle, and they're like, wow. So we built this fan base. And we built the weirdest fan base. Like, I mean, they're awesome. Like all these awesome people that like at any given show, even to this day, it's like you'll have somebody that listens to nothing but like, you know, death metal, but they like Cancerslug, or nothing but like rap, but they like Cancerslug, or nothing but like country, but they like Cancerslug, or like these girls that are like listen to like pop music and like just the normal radio stuff, but for some reason they connect with Cancerslug, you know. And it's
I
like,
can see
and
that.
we have this super diverse like people that just see something in it that appeals to them. It's like it's really cool. Like I don't. It's like I don't know why, but like early on in like the early 2000s, especially like kind of once the music really got out good. I mean, we, you know, we're not a big band or nothing, but like, you know, for a little band from Alabama, we got like, you know, a lot of people got into it real fast, and like all of a sudden we had this huge like I remember like most of our audience was female, and which I was always kind of like, you know, I could easily see somebody pigeonholing us as some kind of like misogynistic thing or some kind of like, you know, but it's like, but
Yeah.
then it was like all of a sudden, like our first real hardcore fans, it would be mostly like a lot of like, you know, gay, lesbian, trans, like just like, I mean, it was just this like people that saw something in it they connected with, and they somehow they really, and it was cool because it felt like we were doing something different, like we were out kind of out on outside. So it felt like when I would go to like
Yeah.
the early punk shows felt like that, because like back when I was, I mean, I'm an old man. It's like when I was growing up, you could just barely have like your hair out of place and your shirt untucked or something. That was considered being different and have being punk rock. Like you'd get your ass kicked walking down
Yeah.
the road, like around here, you know. It's like literally I had like, you know, just barely looked, you know. It's like when like like in the 90s, everybody was trying to dress like punks in movies from the 80s or something, like the postcards or like these like
I can see that.
cheesy like
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live looking punks or something. But like, but that wasn't the way I remember it. I remember like people just doing. I mean, it wasn't about the look. It was like some of them dressed trashy just because we were homeless and stuff. Like, you know, it's like we were, you know, it's like so you just kind of mismatch, put stuff together. But like, but everybody knew you were a punk just because like I mean, they just knew you just had to be radiated or something. Like people pull over to kick your
Yeah.
ass and stuff. But but like a lot of the marginalized community was accepted in punk rock, and like always liked that because you felt like you were a part of something that actually had meaning or something. And so that was like the cool thing about Cancerslug was it was all these people that it for whatever reason. I mean, like I have my reasons for what I'm why I do Cancerslug, and always put kind of like, you know, I put the dick and fart jokes and the dumb shit up front. So if that's all you want out of it, that you'll get that. And then you know, the catchy hooks and stuff, that's fine if that's what you want. But like, but in the writing, I mean, I, you know, I ain't no like great writer or nothing, but it's like I try to like have the subtext kind of like be more autobiographical and kind of my shit, but like somehow that resonates with other people, and they're not even seeing my struggles; they're seeing their own struggles and stuff. And for certain people, it's just like Cancerslug is it, you know. Like it's like I remember like I saw this interview with like Jerry Garcia one time, and I wasn't even a Grateful Dead fan, but I really liked this thing he said. He said the Grateful Dead are like buttermilk. He's like most people hate buttermilk, but the people that like it like really love it. And that's kind of how Cancerslug is
Yeah.
too. It's like most people have never heard of us, and most people, if they do hear us, would hate it, and that's fine. But like for some reason, for certain people, it's like there's no in between. Either like most people that are into Cancerslug, either it's like their favorite band, like it's like the only tattoo they got, or like it's like the, you know, or they want me to carve it on them or burn it in them or something.
Yeah.
Or but it's like their favorite. It's like a spiritual thing that means something. It's like really important. I know in the trans community, I don't know if it's. I've tried to make sense of it myself. If it's like something about like the metamorphosis or something like the because there's a lot of werewolf imagery and stuff like that or something, and then
Yeah.
mixed with my own personal demons and stuff about like things that happened to me in childhood and different things and just different struggles. I don't know if something like that, but it seems to resonate with a lot of like people going through like transition and stuff, and like it just like is really meaningful to them, and it's like I get like worked up because at the shows because they're telling me these like how like, you know, they like Cancer saved their life, and they, you know, they're gonna kill themselves and all
Oh,
this shit and stuff, and it was only the like certain songs and certain things that got them through it and stuff, and it's like and it's so over the years, you know, I mean this is like 25 years ago, and it's like just hearing it over and over and over again, you're like it really does mean something to a lot of people, you know. It's like it's really very
yeah.
important to a lot of people, and that's kind of cool, like because like I mean you hope you're doing something worthwhile, and then like to have people validate that is like, it's kind of like you know, I'm a softie. It gets me all worked up.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people would think that about you, that you're a softie.
That's
But you
good.
do have some great love songs, though, I have to say.
Hey, it's duality. Everybody's got two sides.
Yeah, that's true. Totally. So what is your, I mean, you kind of talked about it, but what is your writing process like for your songs?
There is absolutely, like, I like the William Burroughs kind of thing where, like, once you get used to doing something one way, you know, shake it up and change it up and try it a different
Yeah.
way, just to, you know, because especially doing it as long as I've done it, I kind of like using different people and different things, or trying different, you know, like styles or different weird things, because otherwise you just start repeating yourself. And that's one thing I don't want to do, is like, you know, I want to keep the core, like, of what Cancerslug is, and the types of music that I like, and different things, and the sound, the basic sound I like to use for overall Cancerslug. But I don't want to be limited to anything. And like I don't know, like, I think once you start, like, kind of like making a formula or something, it just doesn't. It's never. You're never. It's like, especially at my age, I'm like 50 years old. It's like, if I was doing just formulaic, it's like I would have already said everything I had to say in that way, you know. But like,
Yeah.
to be able to change it up and come at it, and even if you're saying kind of the same thing, to be able to kind of switch gears and say it from a different perspective, you know, having a little more wisdom or something, or even just like the growth from the time you said it back here to the time, you know, now, or something, you know,
Mhm.
it's kind of cool. It's like, because I can listen to our albums, and I mean, it's like, those are kind of like my journals. It's like I know exactly what was going on in my life right then when that plays, or when this plays,
Yeah.
and even playing them live, it's like I have so many crazy thoughts, like, every night, you know, with every song, like, just the history of it, and all, you know. But it's like, usually I start with, like, just the topic, or like the more like the subtext I was talking about, like, more like what I want to say, but I don't want to outright say it. So then I have this fun little game where I try to think of what's the most fucked up thing I could say, that where I could say this, but kind of like hide it in it, like between the lines. Like, so I could, like, what's the most fucked up little, like, limerick or a hook, or like just like little phrasing that I could say while basically, like, hinting at this, and like, and then see who
Yeah.
could pick it up. And usually, you know, like I said, I put the dick and fart jokes up top, and then like underneath it there's something a little deeper, and then usually there's like one or two lines that kind of, like, if you're really paying attention, that one or two lines like spells the whole idea out, and it makes it all make more sense. But like as far as like the actual writing of the song, like I like to work with hooks. So sometimes I'll start with a chorus idea or something once I kind of have the layout of in my brain of what I want to do or say, and then like I'll just, you know, a melody or something, and then I pick up the guitar, and sometimes I just start singing and just play along to what I'm singing, and I don't even try to overthink it, like, put too much to it, because it's like I don't really like writing complex. You know, I'm never going to be like one of those guitar guys or something that's all like crazy and doing, like, I appreciate that stuff and everything, but I just don't. I'm too lazy. I don't have the discipline and stuff to sit around and practice all day, or fucking like do. I don't enjoy that. I like to
Yeah.
actually be playing, like with the guys, like get everybody together, just jam or something like that, or like playing a show or something. It's like, to
Right.
me, just sitting in my bed, like working on scales or something. Like, you know, I'm never going to do that.
Sounds fun.
It's like, it's just not going to happen. And so like, you know, I've been playing long enough now that, like, I've picked up a few new tricks here and there and everything. And sometimes, like, somebody will show me something cool, like, or I'll be listening to a style of music or something that I've never really given a chance, and I'll hear them doing something, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, I wonder if I can do something like that. And I'll try to figure it out, you know, real quick. But like,
Yeah.
and then throw that in something or something. But like, but I try to keep the stuff kind of like I like minimalist music anyway. I like you would hear like those old classic songs from like the 50s or something, and they record with like one microphone and stuff. So you don't even hear hardly any instrumentation or nothing. It's just like it's almost all voices and stuff, and backup vocals and vocals,
Yeah.
and like you might hear like the snare a little bit, you might hear like a little kick, and maybe like a little bit of guitar or something, but it's like it all blends into this one little kind of finite sound. But these are like these classic songs that you've heard a million times, and it's like when you really listen to it, you're like, I can't even hear hardly any music in there, but it sounds like orchestras or something, and they're so they're so simplistic. They're so like just like for time, there's like they were efficient. Like songs were efficient back then, and get in and get out and say what you gotta say. But like then all of a sudden, like for radio, for like radio stations and for advertising and everything, there became these like formulaic, like, all right, a song for commerciality needs to be 3 minutes and so many seconds, or like, for depending on this type of music, you have some of the weird prog stuff and whatever, but I don't know, I get bored with it. Like my attention span's too like I'm too manic. So I like to get in and out and say what I gotta say, get done, and then move on to the next thing. And then the cool thing is like, if a song sucks or you don't like it, well, just wait a second and the next one will be starting. You see if you like that one better. You don't have to linger that much. You don't even have to skip it. It's just like it'll be done in a second anyway. I think our early stuff, we had songs that were like 30 and 45 seconds. It was like they didn't make a minute. And like I would look at the little time signatures and I'm like, God, is it really that short? And then that was album speed. So then like live, we would play them. They were like 20-second songs. It's like, but it was awesome.
Right.
Like, but I don't know. Like they can't use like short songs.
Well, how is it different for writing for Cancerslug than it is for your solo stuff?
Like I can get a little sappier with my solo stuff. I can let my little like I can get my feminine wiles out with my solo stuff more.
Oh, nice.
It's like like I don't know, like there's some stuff that I never want to limit Cancerslug to what it could be or couldn't be, but it definitely it has a I don't know. It's like almost like I always called it a demon or something, but it's like Cancerslug's like an entity into itself. Like I never looked at it like Cancerslug was my band. I looked at it almost like shamanistically, like I was channeling Cancerslug. Cancerslug's this thing that exists, and that's why anybody could be in it, because it was just like Cancerslug is this thing, and I just tell everybody what this thing wants to be, and then we shape it and let it happen. But I've always said like, Cancerslug's gonna be what's Cancerslug's gonna be. But like some of the stuff, like when I'm writing, I'll do a little melody or do some kind of crazy, or I'm just experimenting. Let's see what happens when I do this, and I'll be like, that's kind of cool, but like it doesn't really fit in with Cancerslug. So I was like, I would just keep it to myself like over the years, and then I started like letting people hear some of that stuff, and people liked it, and so I was like, well, let's see if anybody else likes it. So I just started like putting it out, and then other times I would just be broke and need some cash, and so I'll say like I never just shit something out, like even though it may sound like it to some people. It's I never just shit something out like just to get money. Like I always try to make it like worth I've never been one of the people like that's like that's one thing my fan base appreciates about me, is that like I've never been one of those people that's out there like hustling them. It's like I try to make as much as I can with being a little broke bitch. It's like I try to make quality, at least in my eyes, like quality stuff, and like even if like my dog, it's like that. My fans have always been so cool. Like my dog needed surgery, and I didn't quite have the cash to get it, and like so everybody kind of pitched in and helped me out with that and everything.
That's awesome.
And stuff. It's just like you don't want to fuck that up. That's when you have like good people, and like our fans are awesome, like they always have been,
and they are
so you don't take advantage of them. But it's like there is times when daddy needs a little money, so he might try to be writing a book, or try to like, well, I like these songs, let me see if they want to buy these, and I leave it up to them. If they want to buy it, they can. If they're not, and I usually am upfront about it. I'm usually like, this is this thing. This is not Cancerslug. This is this. But if you want to check it out, go ahead. But no, I mean, and then over the years, I did so much. Like it was funny. I'd never owned an acoustic guitar. I don't know why. I move around a lot, and it's just like, it would just got messed up and everything. Like, especially in my early days. I moved out of mom. I was like 14 and traveled all over the country and stuff, and like we just got bounced around and didn't really have stuff. Didn't have things, and and like if I had stuff, it would just get left somewhere or busted up or something. So even when I started playing music, it just was hard to keep up with gear. And plus, our shows were really out of control, and so just there wasn't no need. But like once I kind of like got my first real place and everything, kind of I got my first acoustic guitar. Like Cassie actually got it for me. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Like, I mean, I've been over people's house and had an acoustic guitar or something, but I didn't want to be that douche just sits in the party playing acoustic, So I
Yeah.
never really had a chance to mess around with one good. And it's funny because like a buddy of mine, the Dope Boys, a buddy of mine was staying at my old house, and he saw this busted up old like acoustic guitar, and I was like, yeah, I was like, that's the only acoustic guitar I got. I was like, that's my first acoustic guitar, and that's the acoustic guitar I've recorded every like solo thing on, and
Oh, really?
it's like, yeah, and it's like it's got tuning keys broken off and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, it's just got this horrible sound that I love. It's just like you can't tune it. It just bang, bang, bang. It's like I love it. It's got character. I don't know, but yeah. So she gave me this acoustic guitar. So I made an acoustic album, like the first Alex Story like solo acoustic thing, just because I was having fun playing with my little acoustic guitar, and
Yeah.
a lot of people really dug it, and so like I made over the years a lot more stuff like that. And so then people were like, well, what else? What other kind of stuff do you have in the the vaults or hidden away or something?
Yeah.
And so I was like going through my demos, and I found this thing where I just got real fucked up one night, and we were joking around. I mean, this was like years earlier. I had like recorded this little thing, which is like a drum machine and like me fucking off, and like I played all the instruments and stuff. And I was like, it started as a joke at a party. I was like, we're talking about weird how mixing style, like some things don't go together, like doing like a country like Rastafarian band or something. Like some
Right.
things just don't quite fit, like
Yes.
to merge. And like even though that I don't know, that kind of sounds like that'd be cool. But like but I said like wouldn't it be cool if it was like a Mississippi Delta blues fusion with like 90s like Norwegian black metal like kind of fucking thing.
I,
And so it sounded silly to me. So I made this fucking little like kind of EP demo thing with some songs that to me what it would sound like, and it would just make it as a joke. But years later, I just stumbled onto it, and I was like, oh, "Fuck, I forgot about this fucking thing." And then I listened to it, and I was like, this isn't a bad. This is kind of its own thing. It's kind of it's in its own lane. And so I released it as like kind of like an early demo for Born Angel Blood, and then like I started that Born Angel Blood project, which is just basically my experimental stuff. It's just all me. I play everything on it. I do everything on it. And it's stuff that doesn't quite fit with any of my other bands or with any of the bands that I kind of ghostwrite for or anything. It's like stuff that just kind of is weird. Like I like it. Like it's like me trying stuff out. It's like I'm not that great of a musician as far as like I said, I don't sit around learning new technique and stuff. So doing stuff like that is my way to like see if I can like learn some kind of technique or something where I can use it later in Cancerslug or somewhere else. But I don't want to just sit around and be practicing it. So I'll just like like a little kid putting Legos together or Tinker Toys or something. I just like throw all these different parts together, and sometimes they come out really cool. And like there's people that really like those albums. And then it's funny because after 25 years, I've got like this weird thing with like I've got like there's fans of like just the stuff I do with like Cancerslug, but then like I said, there's people that just like the studio stuff or just like the more raw stuff, and then there's people that like only like my acoustic stuff or like my solo, and then there's people that only like the Born Angel Blood stuff, or there's people that like all of it or any combination, and then there's people that just like the stuff I do with like Doyle or just like it's like, but it's like it's weird. It's like these little factions and stuff, and I think that's kind of cool. Like I don't know, it's like because at least that tells me that it is like each thing has its own right to exist because and that it is unique. If certain people only like certain ones or whatever, so I'm like, well, I mean, so I guess it does deserve existence.
yeah, definitely. And you've written some. Oh my God, is that Trixie Lou?
That's Trixie. She had her leg worked on.
Oh, good.
She's doing
Good. She
better.
looks good. She looks
Yeah, she's doing
really
good.
good. Oh,
She,
how old is she?
she's an old lady now. She's an old lady. She's about 10, I guess. Like
Oh.
she's getting up there. She's getting a little gray in the muzzle. But she's I call her baby old lady. She's still a pup at heart.
Oh yeah, definitely. Is she a full bred Chihuahua?
She's like what they call like a chippin. It's like a Chihuahua and a Min Pin mix. And
Oh,
so
okay.
like yeah, it's like but that's cool. It's like she's really smart. Like she's pretty chill. Like I don't know, like like I've had a bunch of Chihuahuas now and little dogs and stuff. Before I'd only ever had like big dogs, like big pit bulls or different things. Like, but it's like everybody always like talks about little dogs like the yappy. Oh no, no,
Yeah.
like literally, I've had like now like Jesus, like 5 or 6 Chihuahuas, and none of them were yappy at all. Like everybody that ever hangs out, like they're always like, "Your dogs are the most well-behaved dogs ever," and I'm like, "Yeah." And
Really?
I mean, I don't even discipline them or nothing. I mean, I'm a fuck up, so who am I to tell anybody what to do? But like, I don't know why people's dogs act all crazy because no dog I ever owned acted all just ignorant like that. Like if they do,
Yeah.
they'll be like, squirrel runs up, like there's a squirrel right there outside, and she sees it, so she might. If she's over by the door, she might like bark at the squirrel or something for a second. But if I was like, man, chill out, like, I got a headache or something, like she chills out. I don't know why. Like, I think people just like, I don't know. Oh, I don't
Don't know
know.
how to
It's like
raise dogs properly.
something. My dogs are always behaved. Like I don't know. We take them on tour and everything. And on tour, everybody's always like, "God, your dog's so behaved." Like no matter which dog it was, or no matter which dog I take, it's like, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the yappy thing is because. I mean, I know what they're talking about because I've seen it, but it's like
Yeah, and other dogs I've
I've
seen.
yeah, it's like I've had so many Chihuahuas that were cool. And I used to work even when I was real young. I had every job on earth at one point in time because I bounced around a lot. I'd have to go work someplace and sometimes 2 or 3 places. But like I worked at this animal hospital one time. Uh, uh, I worked at a mental hospital too. It was kind of like an animal hospital. But I worked at this animal hospital, and it's like the big scary dogs or the ones that were aggressive or something, when they get in, by the time you get them inside there and they're surrounded, there's so much going on with all the dogs that all is overwhelming that they're so scared that you don't really have to worry. They're more scared than anything. So you don't have to really worry about the big dogs. It's the little ones, like the little ones that are more likely to bite, like the little, so I was always paying more attention to like the little Chihuahuas and the little like poodles and stuff like that. Like, so, because they're the ones you got to watch, they'll grab you. And I don't know. I caught their vibe. So it's like I don't know, like I talk to them like you talk to a kid, it's like shut up, and then and then they're like, oh, okay, all right, cool. It's like, and they chill the fuck out, like it's like, I mean, you don't have to be heavy
Yeah.
handed or nothing. It's like I don't even raise my voice too much. I mean, I'm just like kind of like because you raise your voice, they think you're barking, so then they start barking. It's like I'm always just like, hey, shut up, like. It's like, and they catch your vibe. They're like, okay, oh, you're right. I'm being a
It's
dick.
chill. It's chill.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute.
Mhm.
So back to writing, you've written a couple
Oh
books,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like I don't know. I guess I mumble a lot, and then I got like some little bit of southern accent and some other accents I picked up along the way, I guess. But like, and then our recordings are sometimes not the best. So people always do the lyrics wrong, and then it's what's awful is like people go on these sites now. I don't even know where they do it, but they'll type in the lyrics, and they're all just wrong, wrong, wrong. And
Right.
even like
Yeah.
now the AI that does like the bots and stuff that like I'll put in the correct like lyrics on like when I put songs for streaming and stuff. But
Yeah.
the AI will go through and change them and put them like the wrong lyrics that are online that all these people have on all these things. I guess because it's up so many
Really?
times like that it thinks I
Yeah.
made the mistake. I'm like, no, it's like that's not what I'm saying. Like I'll be looking at it on the like while it's playing. I'm like, that's not the lyrics. Like what the fuck? But
That's annoying.
yeah, it's annoying as fuck. And then like what's funny, back to the books, my point being, it was funny because like people, so I guess people were having trouble with the lyrics. So one time on this message board, uh, like we had a Cancerslug website early on that had this message board back in the day when that was a thing. And uh like I don't know, message boards, they had these like filters on them, I guess for like family content, like so like
Right.
you could censor certain words or certain things, like so
Yeah.
if if they typed in like like a expletive or something or something, like it would say something else or a string of dots or whatever, whatever you put in there, you put something else as an alternative.
Yeah.
um and so I've never been one to censor people, but I thought that function is funny if you change that function to like words people overuse, and
Oh
then like
yeah.
make those overused words something like stupid, like and like I was like, just because I'm always thinking stupid shit, like and I have these everything on Cancel is like an inside joke that only I think's funny, but like so for like certain words that people overuse, I would write that word and then I would say change it to this over here, and one thing people say too much at that time anyway was like the word cool, and for cool, anytime anybody would say cool, instead of saying cool, it would say balls deep. And so like they're like yeah, so it was like everybody, oh, it's balls
That's a
deep,
little different from
balls deep.
cool.
But no, but it made it so fun because then it's like literally we started our own little slangs and stuff because of all this stuff. But one thing that was
Yeah.
funny, like, okay, so the point being, somebody asked for the lyrics to a certain song, and I posted it, but it's Pale Moonlight. So or no, it's I Love Pain. It's I Love Pain. So I'll say like in the cool October breeze, right? So like literally the message board changed it to the balls deep October breeze. All
Oh,
right.
deep October breeze.
Yeah. Now okay, fast forward. People have been asking for a lyric book forever, like or something like a book with like lyrics in it and stuff. So I did the
Cool.
Slug Cult Bible, but it's like I don't know. I'm not good at typing and stuff and like sitting for any amount of time that's really long and stuff or anything. I'm a lazy, is what I'm saying. And so what I would start doing was I would start like just getting the lyrics from online, which are usually wrong, and I'd kind of swipe them, copy paste it, and then I would just go in and edit it, and it was just easier and faster and everything. But then like off of like one of those defunct websites or something, I saw that somebody had literally taken every time that I had posted lyrics, like on like the website or anything like that, or anywhere else where people somebody asked, and they kind of collected those, like these are straight from Alex or whatever. So I just copy and paste those without really looking at them, right? But
Right.
like some of them they got off the message board. So if you look in the first book, like it's the Slug Cult lyric book, Slug Cult Bible, look at Isle of Pain, it literally says in the balls deep October breeze, because I didn't notice it. And I just like I just swipe copy and pasted it. And it's like just did it. And so like it's like even in the book there's like fucked up lyrics. I was like, God damn it, I just can't win. It's like but yeah, it's like, and then like people love that, and it was cool because up to that point it had like pretty much all the songs and demos and everything, like lyrics. But like I said, I do so many albums and different things that now we've got twice that many songs like since then and stuff. So people have been asking for like another like a part two or something, like our New Testament, or something. And
Yeah.
but the problem was, anytime I had free time, I was always working on new material. So it was like I was like, well, let me finish this before I do that, so I can add these lyrics to it as well, and just have it nice, tidied up. And so
Right.
you get this thing where you're always working on something. So I'm like, I got to eventually do it. And so like in the meantime, like I said, I'm always writing like stupid little poems and limericks and just dumb little. Sometimes it's like it's not. I don't even know what you would call it. Like little nursery rhymes, little dumb. I've done that ever since I was a kid. I don't know, just like write little things. And sometimes I'm just working on weird ways of doing like wordplay or like little things. And so I did this other book, like it was my second one, and it was just like ideas, like it wasn't like songs, it wasn't like it was like not necessarily poetry, like per se, but it was like these concepts and like that you can kind of take and build like a song or a story or a poem or something off of. So it's like just these little concepts, and some of them were poems, some were things. It's just a mix of, and some was just like me just writing shit, just like saying stuff, and it was called Picking the Vulture's Bones, and that's kind of put it out. I didn't even really like like people have been asking for the lyrics, so I kind of promoted that and pushed that. But with the second one, I just kind of let it organically kind of slip in there and slip out, like, because you know, it really didn't have nothing to do with Cancerslug or nothing else. So I was just like, well, we'll see if people find it, they find it, you know. But I mean, all over the world, I've been like all over the fucking world, from the coast of Africa to Russia to wherever, and people will come up with that book and have me sign it and stuff, and I'm like, and
Really?
people dug it, and then like people forever were hitting me up to do a third book, and I had every intention of doing the more lyrics, like the rest of the lyrics, but it was like I don't know, I was sick, and I had just done the move, and I was working on Fucker at the time, and I just needed something to get my. I was too focused on like Fucker and stuff, and what I was doing there, and this move. We're moving from San Francisco to back to Alabama and stuff, and like I had a lot going on, so I just needed something to like just kind of blank me out, something like a palate
Yeah.
cleanser, and so I just kind of sat down one day and just like total like just like stream of consciousness almost like, but like mixed with some conspiracy theory, like I don't know. I went down this alien rabbit hole or something. I was really like, I was really in an alien thing right then or something like so. So I started like connecting all these dots from like Charlie from Always Sunny, just like connecting yarn, but and and just totally rambling. It's not even like, I mean, it's just like, I mean, just not even complete thoughts, not even just like run on sentences after run on sentence after like no punctuation, just everything, just like I'm like, but like I made this crazy little kind of like I don't know, it's like I kind of wanted just like it's like a peek inside my brain, like when I hyper focus on stuff. It's like that's what it reminds me of. It's just a little small book and it's a lot of weird like alien shit and stuff. But that's like how my brain works. Is like I'll think of a topic and then my brain just goes and it's like goes into all this weird conspiracy like and then I'm over with it. And I'm like okay, and then I move on. And like in that book kind of represents that. It's just this like this is like the way my brain works like at any given moment, like it's like and it's like I'm a little bit schizophrenic, and I have like some slight auditory and visual stuff and different things like, and sometimes it's like I just zone out, or I'll like because I'm just like hyper fixated, like I start like going down these rabbit holes in my head of just like connecting all these stupid dots that
Right.
have no connection at all. But it's like it's like it's kind of cool too because I don't know. Sometimes I do extrapolate little meaning out of it. It's like almost like I guess religious people probably how they think like God spoke to me or the universe is speaking to me or whatever. But I don't know. It's like it always made me feel like shamanistic, sort of like I get like a little bonus thing where I hear the demons or the fairies or whatever the fuck it is, and like it's like I'm not like 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 I always know if I get like a auditory hallucination or something, or like I'm never fooling. I don't think like something's like I'm like God damn, it's like tinnitus or something. It's like basically like I know it's like echoes of my thoughts or something. And then like same with the visuals. It's like they never fool me or nothing or distract me. I just like I'm used to it. It's just like but like I'm sure I'll be fucking batshit crazy by the time I'm like fucking old man. But I mean, it's like it's just a distraction more than anything. It's more like just like if somebody's being really boring or something, like then I'll kind of like they kind of get tuned out, and I'm like watching the fucking thing over there in the corner do weird shit. Like, uh, but anyway, that book I tried to represent that. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Like that was my intention anyway. So that one's out there, and people have been bringing it to shows for me to sign and stuff. So it's like it's funny because people get so excited when I ask them like what they think about the other books. When I ask them what they think about that one, it's like there's this like hesitation, like it's something like, and I was like, yeah, it is. Like, welcome to my world, welcome to my goddamn world. But but yeah, it's like it's fun, and eventually I will sit down and do the rest of the lyrics. There's so many of them. There's probably more than are in the Slug Cult Bible, so it's like I just know it's going to take me a hot minute. So it's like I said, I'm lazy.
Yeah. Right. Well, that makes sense.
It's like I can do this, or I can just like randomly scan YouTube for a hot minute, and like I'm like, I guess I'll just do that right now. But no, I'm usually pretty productive. I'm usually just working on like 10 different things, and it's like it just takes me so long to get started on. So once I get started on it, then I hyperfixate, and I'm like, and I'll just get it done. Like, but
Yeah.
it's, getting started is the hardest part.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, when I started painting, it's the same thing, getting it going.
Yeah. It's like going to the gym or something. Like like once you get there and they're like in there, it's fine. You can have it's kind of almost fun. You're like, you have a good time, but the thought of it, like the thought of going, the thought of like, you're
Yeah,
just like, oh God, I don't want to, I just want to, I think I'll just sit here. I think I'll just want to go. You know.
exactly. Well, one thing I love about Cancerslug is how honest you are with all your
Yeah, yeah.
writing and everything. And it's funny because one of the first songs I heard by you was "I Hate Your Kids," and I
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
this. I was like, finally, somebody's saying that. No one said that before.
it's true. They're the worst. They're like the worst things. It's like of all the animals, kids, it's like, and they're kind of pathetic too. I mean, it's like most animals, like they just kind of like shit the fucking little kid out, and it just takes off. It just goes. It's already in the world. It's, it may be
Yeah,
a little loosey goosey on the feet at first, but then it's like after a little while, it's just fucking off and being a like wild ass. But like, I mean, humans, they're just like they're just like, God, this thing is just useless. Like fucking, it literally, what is that? Like, like I sit you out in the yard, and if I didn't come back in a few little bit, you'd be dead. Like, I mean, you're helpless. Like fucking, it's like I don't know. And then it's just so fucking annoying after that. And then it's like once they learn to talk and kind of start learning to think and stuff, it's like they know absolutely nothing, but think they know everything, and then that
yeah.
carries on for the rest of their life for most people.
I know. I know. Especially as a woman, you constantly get kids shoved in your face. So it's so nice to like sing along to that song and really
Yeah.
mean it.
It's like, fuck, man. It's like I remember like just thinking like, you're on a plane or something, and it doesn't even matter if you're in first class or if you're in coach or if it's the nice plane or the shittiest plane or whatever. You could be in the nicest plane, you could be in first class or anything, but the second somebody walks in with kids or a baby, especially, or anything,
Yeah.
you can feel everybody all the way down to the back to the front. It just you feel the sigh, it's like everybody knows it. Everybody's like, oh fuck, you fucking like, and it's like, I mean, that's how it is. It's like, and you go. It's like when you're young and you go into parties and stuff. I'm kind of like old and crotchety, so it's like I'm kind of over that. But like, well, it always would suck when like you'd all get together and all of a sudden like somebody brings a like a kid or something, or even like just somebody a little too young or something. Like you're like, man, you fucking the vibe up, man. Like I'm trying to
Yeah, why?
I'm trying to cut loose and get down here, man. You fucking get this fucking thing out of here. Fucking I don't know. It's like I mean, and it's funny because like everybody tells me like, oh, I love that I hate your kids, but I was like, but they're like, but if you knew my kids, it's like everybody's like, but if you knew my
Oh,
kids, I was
yes,
like,
exactly.
I'm like, no, baby, it's like I'm
No.
talking about your kids, like it's like yeah. Uh, but God bless them, man. That's what the world needs. I'm sure is more kids. Like
God.
it's like we got like way more people than resources for the
Yeah,
last
exactly.
like fucking like since goddamn Western expansion. But like Jesus, I'm sure we should keep reproducing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a great thing to do, sure.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of idiots will fucking complain about like economy or this or that or political bullshit or whatever, and then they'll have like 5 or 10 kids, and you're the motherfucking problem, douchebag. Like, like fucking, you're like a self-fulfilling piece of shit. But man, what do I know? I don't like. Uh, it's weird. Like, uh, I interact with people from all walks of life, like people all over the world, different things, and I like people, like I like the people, like certain people, but it's just like mankind as a whole, they're kind of a piece of shit. Like fucking like no specific group or fucking whatever. It's just I mean
Yeah,
like any kind of like hyper religious or racist or like fucking any kind of bigotry, any kind of nationalism or any kind of like that, any kind of person like that,
yeah,
yeah, fuck them, just kill them all right now. Like any like super religious, like I mean, like dogmatic, like religious of any religion. It's like because I mean, you're literally the cause of every problem that we've ever had. Like all y'all go, but then
yeah,
everybody be cool. Everybody just be chill. Then everybody like be cool. Like if there was a
yeah,
random problem now, like what some douchebags born that like try to start a religion or try to, he's like, hey, get rid of that one. And fucking like, and everybody be like, yeah, everybody agree, like, yeah, get it. And fucking, and everything be chill again. Like, it's like, just like let
yeah,
like science and philosophy and art and like understanding and compassion and empathy and like just common sense rule everything. And like then you wouldn't have the money hoarders and the fucking religious zealots and the fucking because it's all of it is just like these people that live in their own little fucking echo chamber of stupidity.
bubble.
Yeah, and they believe that everything that they were taught is the right. That's the only truth. That's like that's
Yeah,
and whatever. It's like, baby, just because you believe it, don't mean it's true. It's like I've worked with mentally ill, like I worked in mental hospitals and stuff. I mean, I am mentally ill, but like, but it's like I've seen people that thought that there was a cat on their shoulder that was kind of Siamese connected to them and shit and could talk to them in a foreign language that they understood when the cat said it, even though they don't speak that language. And like to them, that was their truth, but that
right,
don't make it goddamn true. That don't make it goddamn true. It's
yeah,
like fucking. It's like so. I don't care how much you believe in your fucking like whatever cosmic horse shit fucking you believe or whatever you've been conned into fucking like you know like like as cavemen, it's like it started. All those things started out as a good idea, and then they got corrupted over time. Like the longer they were around, as cavemen, and different things were primal. It was just the biggest one. That's who was in charge.
yeah,
If somebody wanted your stuff or wanted your wife or wanted your whatever, if he's bigger than you, he just kind of take it. And
took
if you got
it,
a problem with
yeah,
it, then like plunk you on the head. But like at some point, some little dude was born that was kind of smarter, and it's like he's like, well, fuck. He's like, that dude's bigger than me, and he's like, wait, and he goes and talks to the big guy. He's like, oh yeah, you can kick my ass and you can take my shit, but what happens is I got this invisible friend. He's so much bigger than you, and when you die, you have to go see that motherfucker, and then in that place, he's gonna beat your ass forever, and like for doing it, and they're like, really? And then like, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. And he's like, fuck, it worked. Holy shit. And then he's like, hey, come back
yeah,
here. He's like, well, he wants you to tell everybody else about him, and not only that, but like, he wants you to give your money and stuff to me so I can give it to him. And yeah,
yeah,
yes, we will. And fucking, and all of a sudden, that dude was like the little guy was the fucking richest and building his little fucking dumbass fucking shit. It's a con, it's a work, it's a fucking like, and people need something to believe in, and people, but then like you get these dogmatic fucking like variations of interpretations of something that was written by literal cavemen like living in a fucking it's like and like people that were completely illiterate passing stuff on orally like for
yeah,
generations, and then finally written like thousands of years after the fact, like and fucking like by some scribe in as best as he remembered interpreting it, like, and then like that was like found years later in like a cave in a fucking clay pot or some shit, and then like fucking like all of a sudden it's like this is God's word, this is the truth
yeah,
right here. We're gonna fucking work that.
exactly,
I mean, it's like, and it still works to this day. I mean, you got like, I mean, variations of it over time. They add to it, and it's in everything. Even the counter to that, like you look into the like different like secret societies and magics and different things, and it's just
yeah,
as dogmatic, and it's just taking those same fucking horseshit things and adding their own horseshit to it, and making this
yeah,
like big cosplay world of connectivity to it. And it's like it's like, I don't know, like I've been fascinated with a lot of that shit lately. It's like just seeing like how simple people are, and like it's like the whole, like I've always been fascinated with like cults and like people's need to
Yeah,
be led, people's need to be like a part of something, and like uh
yeah,
eh, like I mean you see like the Mormons with like Joseph Smith, this con man that had been like,
yeah.
like kicked out of everywhere and fucking like, and then he's like, I got the magic things in the hat the angel
Magic
gave me.
weight.
I'm fucking like I'm really racist and crazy. So let's talk about Jesus, white man Jesus in America. Like fucking, it's like, and you still to this day get idiots buying into that, are like fucking like Aleister Crowley being a party man and hanging out in all them secret societies because he was like, cool, I wonder what's down with these secret societies. And then realize it's just basically like a bunch of stuffy old rich guys that are like, kind of hiding their closet homosexuality and like some of their little kinks and stuff. And he's like, well,
Yeah.
fuck. He's like, I wanted demons and shit. And fucking like, and then he goes, he starts like, Thelema and stuff and everything. And he hooks up with like, you get like all these cool people like, like Alan Parsons that starts NASA or like shit, and he's out just partying and having orgies and stuff, like fucking like making people think he's in the devil and shit. And then like L. Ron Hubbard was his homeboy, and then L. Ron Hubbard's like a bad science fiction writer, and he's like,
Oh, I know.
my science fiction books aren't selling very well. Like, let's start that religion too, like because like
Oh, that was,
Thelema worked really good. So it's like,
yeah.
fucking, he starts his Scientology, and you still to this day got motherfuckers giving all their fucking money. To get to this level, you got it's $100,000, but we're gonna show you the crazy secrets. Here's the
Yeah.
secrets. Like fucking like the Freemasons, the fucking Rosicrucians, the Templars, the fucking, it's just this fucking grift. It's like everybody, it's all the religions, of course, like there's some of them more successful than others, the Catholic Church and all, they just fucking like, they just like the grift, and also we've got armies, so we just kill you if you don't believe it, and then like
Yeah.
it's like fucking like and all of them are kind of like that. We are a religion of peace, but now we're going to behead you because you don't like it, and fucking like,
Yeah.
or this, it's religion is the problem. It's like it's just another con. It's just a cult that got too big for its britches and got too much political power and stuff. And then you get these people that are so indoctrinated that are so scared of like some kind of mythical, eternal damnation or some kind of fucking. Well, I mean, maybe it's true. Like, but it's like fucking like humanity. Like I say, I like people, certain ones, but humanity as a whole, they fucking suck, and they just keep growing, keep bubbling up, keep getting bigger. It's like there is an Armageddon. Let's just go ahead and get on with it. Roll the bones. I don't have fun. I don't have my spill.
There you go. So, what would you say some of your earliest influences are, music-wise?
Oh, everything. Like I mean, like when the first concert I ever went to, I was a little kid, was Kiss. And
Oh,
at the
nice.
time, yeah, and it was back in the day, like when it still was all the makeup and all this big show and everything.
Yeah.
And at the time, like right then, in the 70s, they was like the biggest band on earth. Like at that time period, they were like as big as you got. Like they were huge. They were like
Yeah.
movies and fucking like comic books, and like even like a grocery store, they had like masks and stuff and the toys and everything. Like I mean,
Really?
they were where it was at. So it's for like a little boy, it's like, get the fuck out of here. That was the shit. So and then to go to the show and to see it, like Gene Simmons spitting blood, blowing fire and stuff, people flying and all that, it's like just insane, for being like just a little kid from Alabama, like that was fucking amazing. And then like, so that got me into kind of like, I mean, I think I was always into kind of dark stuff. Like I always liked monsters, and like the first things I can remember drawing, like 4 or 5 years old, was like drawing little monsters and stuff, and like different things, and comics and stuff. But then like I liked like I had this one uncle that was kind of cool. Like he just seemed cool to me, And I remember he liked, as a little boy. I remember he liked like AC/DC and like Aerosmith and some of that stuff. So that was the first kind of stuff I knew about. So that was like, like my grandmother, she liked country and stuff. And when I was a kid, even teenager stuff, I hated country music and stuff. It just didn't do it for me. So it's like, I mean, she'd sing it like the Grand Old Opry and stuff, but I was just like, not my thing. And like, so I gravitated to my uncle's constant stuff, and that was all that kind of stuff. There was no internet. There was no. It's like I didn't even have like TV channels or nothing like like MTV or nothing. Like it was like we were poor, but but so the first things I bought was like stuff my uncle liked, like AC/DC and shit. But then the first thing I kind of got into on my own was punk rock. I remember I just like I don't remember, you know, it might have been the Ramones or something, but like it just started spiraling, and it would be like I would get like say like the Live Misfits album, because you know I had to just find stuff. There wasn't no internet. There wasn't no. It's like, and there wasn't much punk rock in Alabama. So at that
Yeah.
time, you know, it's like, so I'd have to like go to like Nashville or Atlanta or something to buy stuff or different. But like I'd buy like say like the Misfits live album, and then they'd be like Henry from Black Flag. So then I would go buy a Black Flag album. So then like, or you'd hear, you know, you'd hear like you just kind of pick stuff out. Or like, you know, sometimes there was like some cool places that had shows here. We did have good shows. Like there was this place called the Tip Top that like these bands would come through and you'd never heard of them. They wouldn't be nobody then. But then like a year or two later, they would blow up. Maybe these huge bands or they or something like, you know, it's like, and I mean, everybody played there, like Jane's Addiction, Faith No More, like all these black bands before they were like big, you know, it was like a place that touring bands went through and they hit that place. And it was cool. So we used to like hang out there and everything. And it was the place I played my first show. But like, but like, you know, you'd see like Dead Milkmen and all these old school bands, you know, like, and, you know, Fugazi and stuff. And it was just cool. Like I liked, you know, and so you'd meet people from all over the country that were traveling and, you know, like different things, and you just talking to different people and stuff. Like you'd find new stuff. Cause back then it's like, it was a community. So it was like, if like, if I go to Atlanta to find something like some music or somewhere, go to see a show or something, you know, you go down to the park or like little 5 Points or something, and there'd be all these punks hanging out and stuff. And you didn't have to know them. You were already friends. Like if somebody had a Black Flag Bars T-shirt, you know, or like a DK or like Misfit Skull or something, you already knew they were cool because it wasn't
Right.
common knowledge. That stuff wasn't like real big. Like, and so like they were already like your friend. You just be like, you know, like fucking, you know, the Cramps or whatever, you know, and like, oh, you know, the Damned, and like you just start talking, and so you know, you talk to people, learn new stuff, and whatever, and then you know, start playing music and traveling around, and you meet more people, you hear more stuff, and then the whole game changed when like you know the internet came out and everything. It's like all of a sudden
Oh
like
yeah.
Jesus, like nothing's awesome. I remember we used to have to pay like you know $1 million like to get like you know we'd pool our money to go get like a 7 inch that had one song we'd never heard before or something, you know, because like they're so rare, you know, you're trying to find something, you know, and you'd have to drive like hours and go to some weird places, and maybe they didn't have nothing there, maybe they had something really cool and you didn't have enough money for it, or like you know it's like it's just a fucking whole you know thing, you know, it's harder back then. It's like everybody was making everybody copies on tape. You'd have like these 12th generation copies that like this guy made for this guy that made it for it's like, and it goes all around the country, and like and then you're copying it, and like fucking so it's like the sounds quality is just terrible, you know, like but yeah, it's like I mean that's how we did it. It's like funny. Like to think about how it's like I was talking to somebody the other day, like I don't even remember like who I was talking to. It was like he's like big tour man. We were talking about how like I don't even remember now how we were going to show. Like I don't remember how I was booking shows and stuff. We did it like in all over the country. You know, we drive and like go to a show and like play it, and like we had places to crash and different things. But I don't remember how we were setting that shit up. Like I can't remember. I can remember like when the internet kind of was getting going, like typing out like MapQuest, like printing out like
Oh yeah.
MapQuest fucking direction stuff, and having the old fold out maps. Like, oh, let's go find. Like even in Cancerslug, you know, it's like the early days. Like I remember fucking when Mike was the navigator, and he'd be folding out of the map like, oh, I think this is our exit or something, you know. And like and like you would show up for a show, and sometimes the building would be out of business or something. So like you just drove like hours and there's no show because it's like you're like fuck, because you might have like set it up like months ago or something. And we didn't have phones and shit back then, like cell phones and stuff. So it was like you had to stop at a payphone somewhere and try to call somebody's house or like a landline somewhere or something, some number you had, you didn't know whose number it was, and like it was just crazy. But there was just this, you know, being youthful and just adventurous and this sense of wonder and like exploration and stuff. You just went out there into the world and did it. I mean, like I remember like we'd be like out of gas and like have nothing but like change and stuff. And so we'd be like like pulled into apartment complexes and like siphoning gas out of people's cars and stuff, or like to get to the show, or like like we're the reason that you have to prepay for gas now, because like back then all of us we just like pump up and just later take off, because like we didn't have any money or nothing. We're trying to make it like across the country, and breaking down, like setting vans on fire in the middle of the desert because it's like, well, I guess that one's done. Guess that one's done. But yeah, it's just crazy times, like the Wild West. And now I'm amazed at how easy it is to do everything now. Like it's so crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I was just getting started out now, I mean it's different. Shows were a lot more fun back then. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It wasn't just that I was younger. I mean, sometimes people are like, oh, they glorify the past or romanticize it. It's like, but there was just a more positive overall vibe. Like people were so, because everything seemed so new to everybody. Like that, it was like there was a constant newness to it, a constant something exciting coming out that like it kept this fucking like even when a show would go bad, like maybe like some skinheads would show up or cops would show up or something, like there'd be like fights or whatever. That was still exciting. You had stories to tell, like, oh, we were in there fighting these fucking skinheads or like fucking shit, but like it's like now it's like I don't know. It's like everybody seems so fucking like it's like there's this like mentality, and not everybody, but there's this mentality of a lot of them. It's just like entertain me, yes, and like, and then there's this kind of like culture of like, I mean, it's not like apathy, because I mean, fuck, I'm Gen X. We was the most apathetic generation ever was. Like fucking, but like it's this like know it all. It's like, because I guess all this information and misinformation and everything else is at your fingertips. There's this sense that everybody knows everything, and everybody thinks that they're so knowledgeable and everything. Like there's no sense of wonder anymore or something. Like these kids, they think if they watched Bad Brains on YouTube, video, that was like being at the show. It's like, no, it's like you can't imagine what this energy was like at the show. Like this fucking like, this intensity, this fucking like, it's like to put into perspective, a lot of times when somebody starts their first band or whatever, they'll go up and play, and in their mind, they think they're just going off. They think they're going crazy. They think they're really fucking bringing it. But if you tape it and then you go home and watch it, you're like, they're like standing there like, and they're like, man, that show was so crazy. And you're like this, and they're like, wait a minute, that's not how I remembered it. All right. And then once you actually see a band that's really fucking bringing it, and you're there and you're experiencing it, and it's real, when it's real, when they're letting loose, it's like, and I don't know, like some people will never be able to do that, but I mean, it's like anything else. Like I ain't gonna never be able to play basketball worth a fuck, or be able to, it's like there's a lot of things I can't do. I can't, I suck at sports, I suck at life, but I've always looked at it, like I said, almost shamanistically, like it's not me. It's like I am the vessel now, but just like it's a release. It's like I'm like, I was weird, like people that like extreme shit, people like mountain climb. I'm not gonna be doing that, like mountain climbing or people like skydiving or anything like that, bungee jumping or something. Like if they die doing it or something, that's just part of the risk, and you'd be like, well, they knew the risks or whatever, but most of the time that's not what they were going for. It's the rush of the possibility of the risk, that rush, that's the energy, that's the release. And so to me, it's less of a performance and less of a, like some people, they put on shows and it's a glorification of themselves. It's like it's the God complex. They're trying to be worshipped, or they're trying to be like, I'm so much better than y'all, or this or that, or some kind of whatever, or they got some delusions of grandeur, or they think some narcissistic thing or some kind of dream of, an easy life or something. But like to me, it's about energy. It's about like release. It's about like, I remember as a kid being in the audience part of it, and if a band just wasn't giving that energy, it didn't matter if it was a band I loved or whatever. I'd just be like, oh, I came all the way out here. That's how you're gonna do it. It's like, to me, I felt cheated. It's like, but if they pumped that energy, then we would fucking like generate our own, and like it was just a beautiful experience that would build. and this catharsis, this like people, I've seen people have spiritual moments, you know, and then when I got to be the other side of it, you know, I figured I owed that, and it's like, and it didn't matter if there was one person there or 1,000 people there. I'm doing the same exact show every single time, regardless. It's like I'm not going to get up there and half-ass it. I'm not going to fucking fake it. I'm not going to just go through the motions, and I'm not going to do a formula. It's like I do some stuff like in Doyle when I'm with him. I've always hated rock talk. I've always hated like that banter, like, "Hey, hello, fucking Asheville or wherever. Oh, you guys rocking? I can't hear you." All you know, it's like I always hated that kind of horse shit. So
Yeah.
I kind of mock that a little bit in between songs, especially if they take a little long. Sometimes you know he's switching out guitars or something. You know, it's like so you know I kind of like because they're expecting that because that's what they get all the time. So it just becomes a why am I not hearing that right now or something like I said
Right.
there's this mentality of just like entertain me, so it's like you hear like people like play like you know it's like literally like a half a second between songs or something. If there's any time that's not filled with sound or fury or something like then they're like oh they're like cheated or something, play god damn it, and you're like Jesus Christ man, like settle down, you know,
Calm
patience, you
down.
know. But like yeah, but like so I'll fill the air with just some horse shit and of course like you know anybody that's been to the show, you know, they know like I'm like this is a love song you dance to, which is the inside joke to me about like back when I was a guitar player, like my singer got way too wasted this one show, and like but it was just we were making fun of him, like and there's one part where he was like, "There's a love song. You can dance if you want," and we used to do that to him every time you know we'd see him and stuff, and like fucking just fuck with him because it's one show, and so
Yeah.
like just to fill the fucking bullshit, it's literally just an inside joke to myself. Like I'm always just like trying to make myself laugh, but like and plus it annoys people, and there's certain people that it just really bothers. Like some people it just really bothers them. Like by about the third time I do it, they're just like Jesus Christ. Like so it's like so that's funny to me. But for the most part, I'm never playing anything like Cancerslug. We don't even write a set list. We don't write a set list. Like
Oh, really?
sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'll just like write a bunch of songs on a piece of paper, just so that I'm not like standing up there because you know you go blank. You're like, wait a minute, what's I've got 8,000 songs. What is one of my songs? I can't think of it right now. You know, you're like see just to save that. It's like I can see them. Like if I look down, I'm like, let's play this one. Like, you know, it's like and
Yeah.
plus it's like that makes a better show for me because like I can feel the audience out and I can sculpt the set instead of having a prepared set list. And I'm going to perform this like it's like a play or something. We're going to perform this play for you. No, I can. I'll look at them. I look at the songs like tools, and like I may plan out the first 2 or 3 songs. You know that which to us that's like about 6 minutes, like for the first 2 or 3 songs, but like 6 minutes of the show. But like I may just to kind of give them a taste and open up and feel and to use those to feel the crowd out. But then you know, because I said our crowds are really diverse. So if it's an older crowd, we might go one way. If it's a younger crowd, if it seems like a more like kind of metal focused crowd, we may go or more punk rock crowd, or you know, depending on the crowd, we will sculpt and how they react to each song. We'll sculpt the set to them, and so I'm always like kind of like watching and judging the reaction and you know the energy that they're giving us and the energy that we're giving. It's like a generator, and it keeps going and then I pick the best songs. Like sometimes you want to bring the energy down, sometimes you want to bring the energy up, sometimes you want to go heavy, or sometimes you want to go faster, like this that.
Right.
But I try to like you know pick the song for the most effect, and then overall make the better show, and then to climax. You know, it's like you know it's like it's both like sensual and violent. It's like it's kind of like one side of the show is making love, one side of the show is a fight. You know, it's like, and it's that that's the duality. That's the fucking, and if you get it right and you kind of harmonize those two parts of it right, you can make a really exciting, really badass show that's a good experience. And I've seen people like, I mean, big tough guys like to break down tears. I've seen people like I can tell they're literally having like a religious experience and it's just that energy. It's just about the vibrations. It's just about the shared moment and us all being like in the moment and aware and like being like, this is something special, you know, this is only us here get to experience this. and it's more unique and it's different than anybody else gets to experience. And that's why I like doing a different show every night and changing the setup and doing that. It's like, thank God we're finally having time to work on a new goddamn Doyle album, so we can finally change the goddamn set list up there. And we try to change it up every night, but we only got 2 albums, so we can only do so many songs. You know, it's like,
Right.
but now we got like a bunch of really good new songs. It's like, and I think we about got enough, probably, that like as soon as we put out this album, we should pretty quickly be able to put out another one after that, and then we'll have plenty of songs to switch up, because these songs are so much longer and everything. Like Cancerslug, you know, I can put fucking, you know, 40 songs in the set list or something, you know, or something. But like with Doyle, like, you know, we play like 10 or 11 songs, and it's like, I mean, hell, that's over an hour, you know, like they're like longer songs.
Right.
Yeah, I've been like dying for us to have some new material in that, just because I don't like, you know, having this. I don't want to get there and be reciting a play or something. You know, like that's not what I'm doing, and I just want to release, and the songs are just tools to get that release, to get that to that place. You know, it's like I don't know, like I still enjoy music, but the shows have gone a different way now.
Yeah. Interesting. Very cool. Well, I was also
Oh
gonna
shit!
ask,
I think I think my earbuds are dying.
oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Well, I've kept you for a while now. I kept
yeah,
you
yeah,
for an
yeah,
hour.
totally.
Do you need to get going?
Yeah, I think they're gonna fucking die on me. It's like I was like fucking